Hardies and Hardos, we're back at it right in time for the NBA Finals. Spinny, man, we have a special guest joining us today. I don't know if you know all these facts I'm about to rattle off about our guests. Hang with me. All-time Bethany basketball stats here. He is 5th in points, 7th in points per game, 5th in field goals made, 3rd in three-pointers made, 8th in rebounds, 10th in assists. He is tied for 8th in games started. He is a 3-time all-conference team member. He is a 2-time UMAC regular season champ, a 3 straight UMAC tourney champion. He's a future Bethany Athletics Hall of Fame member. He's Mankato's very own, and the most important point, way cooler than his older brother, Jordan Sandmeyer. That's right. Jax Madson is joining us. How'd you like that intro right there?
That's great. I appreciate that. Obviously, Bus and I have kind of went back a little bit from him knowing my brother, but that's great intro there. I mean, obviously, having Bus as a coach the last 3 years has been great. But yeah, it's
you don't have to lie.
You hear that, Spinny? It's been great.
No, because you need like the hard coaches, but you also need like the player development, but also like connection with the staff coach with the players like that. So I think he's a good job of that the Bethany staff. So
well, I appreciate it, Jax. I don't know if you knew all those stats about yourself and your career.
I mean, maybe a couple.
You're probably familiar with some of them, but I was just scrolling through the record books online, and I saw your name a lot of times. So I figured it'd be a good way to give a little intro. And then, of course, I had to throw some shade at your brother. That was a perfect opportunity, too.
That's an obvious. I mean, I think the 3 most important things there, though, you said there were the 3 conference champs. So that's what I pride myself on.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here's one of them right here, Spinny. What do you know about these things?
We're gonna know this year, man.
You're gonna know?
This is the year. Oh yeah.
Little Mayak ring coming your way?
We'll see. Yeah, we're not gonna talk too soon, but
yeah, I know. You're right.
We like ourselves.
All right. Well, let's start in the East. As we know, Pacers beat the Knicks 4-2. Fellas, the Pacers had a 28-1 chance to win the East, according to Vegas, before the playoffs started. Before the playoffs started, yes. And some Pacers fan made some good money off of that 28-1, I'm sure. That's insane odds. I didn't do any digging, but I would imagine that's got to be one of the biggest underdogs to reach the NBA Finals. 28-1?
Yeah, I'm sure 8 seed Heat were in there, right? But I'm just off the top of my head. There's a couple, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was one of the worst ones.
I just want to focus more on the Knicks here, though. Off-season wise, we would have had a good debate if we did this pod a couple days ago, but they already pulled the trigger and fired Tom Thibodeau. Do you guys think that was the right move?
Let's go first, Jax.
All right, yeah. I mean, I can see why people are like frustrated and upset about it. But I do think that was the right decision. Thibodeau, obviously, like he's going to get his guys to play hard, and they have that culture around him that he's built over his years of coaching. But I think that he kind of capped out on this team, I would say. I think they're going to bring in someone a little bit younger, somebody that can probably utilize the bench a little bit more, because I feel like I know their bench probably wasn't great, but like when you're playing that far in the playoffs, you're playing 90 games at that point with those guys, and it's like you gotta utilize. I know they had Campaign and Shamit maybe, but it was like
that's the thing. They didn't even try using Shamit or DeLon Wright till the conference finals. Like it's too late at that point.
Yeah, I think the Thibodeau just started like realizing like we can't keep up because like the Pacers obviously have a fast-paced offense and they get up and down. It's like our guys need some breaks, and it's like, well, you should have done this in the regular season for the full 4 or 5 months of so.
Part of me thinks Tibbs himself is a cap out at the conference finals. Just like if we're looking at his history and the style of play that his teams have, like the Rose situation, you could tell when they got to the playoffs they were gassed. Now we're playing prime LeBron, so like you got to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. But like it was the same thing with those Wolves teams, right? Like we never quite looked like we were ready to go at the end of the season because our stars were playing 38 effing minutes a game. So it's like and especially with the trend of the last 2 to 3 years where the teams that are winning are deep, are 8 men that you really have confidence in, and you're super good with any of them playing 25 to 30 minutes. It's like that style has even become more of the way to win now. And Tibbs was already on the bad side of that. So it's like, I just don't know if his style wins championships. Like he can win games
Right.
in the regular season and win rounds in the playoffs, depending on his talent. Like he's shown that. I just don't know if you can win a championship with his style.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on all your points. It's just tough from the standpoint of bringing a franchise to their first conference finals in 25 years and you get fired 2 days later. Like, it's tough from that standpoint. But I completely agree with everything you guys said. Now, in terms of roster, is there anything they need to do? Because in my opinion, this was the move that they needed to make. Because roster-wise, they're still sitting in a good spot. You look at the East next year, Celtics not going to have Jason Tatum, right? The Pacers still going to be there. Cavs are kind of a question mark. They've kind of hit that second round ceiling. Are they going to blow it up? Who knows with them, really? Like, the East is so wide open. I don't think there's really any major changes roster-wise that they should do.
Yeah, no, I would probably just to piggyback off that a little bit. I think they can stay put. For, I know obviously they got a lot of money tied into their starting five, but
Yeah,
I think
they're locked into that.
Yeah, it's like once you trade for Cat like that, you're pretty much like kind of hosed there. I feel like so it's maybe I don't know. They probably don't have any draft picks. I'm not maybe one later one, but if you could maybe get a draft pick, but you just got to maybe like develop some guys off the bench. And I mean, I don't know, it's kind of a tough situation. But yeah, like you said, the East, Celtics probably can have a little bit of down year, even though they're pretty deep. But yeah, they probably gonna have to make some decisions this summer. And the Cavs, are kind of into that second apron spot too, where it's like you got two bigs, you're paying a lot, and it's like Garland and Mitchell, you got a lot of salary in those guys. So it's kind of like I think I saw a tweet by Sham saying like this summer could be another one of those crazy summers with a lot of moving pieces. So I guess we'll see obviously as the summer goes on, but I think they're all right, but it just depends like with the new coaching staff. And I think the only thing is like obviously like they got exposed on defense because Cat and this drop coverage is just terrible. Like he's a good.
That's not going to change.
No, and like he's a good offensive player, but like any team that they're gonna be like a bottom 10 defense. That's what like his whole career is. Cat's gonna propel a team's offense, but their defense is gonna be in the bottom 10 in the league, I'd say. So it's if they can find. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I've heard Cat trade rumors too. I mean, it'd be kind of tough 1 year and just trade Cat, but I think
I don't think they should do that. But
I think they need like another guy that can just like help Brunson out though, because he just does so much. I know he has the ball in his hands a lot, but just like if they would have found like a different type of big that could have just more of a playmaking big, not just like a scoring big, because Bridges can score. I mean, you got guys that can score. It's just more of like I don't know. They need some more playmaking. I feel like.
My big thing with them is the only way you trade Cat is if it's for Giannis. That's the only thing. Like if
which
Giannis
the Bucks
is available,
shouldn't do.
No, but like. Yeah, if Giannis is available, like that's a whole different scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about defense-wise, like, is there a chance the new guy goes Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson? Like, is that the way to make that team more like long-term defensive, and then Josh Hart is your sixth man? Like, I feel like that could be an option. If Mitchell Robinson, if I'm the Knicks' new coach, Mitchell Robinson is shooting 500 free throws a day for the rest of his life. Because if that man could make a free throw, I mean, he's a startable player. He's terrible. An insanely startable player. He just can't have enough of a shot to he's literally free throwing himself off the court, which is like ridiculous.
We're like hack-a-shack level with Mitchell Robinson.
It's like,
That's so. I just saw on his IG someone post on Twitter saying that he like was hyping himself up because he went like 30 for 50 like yesterday in the gym on the free throw line. I was
like, man, 30 for 50?
Yeah, like come on.
What was that 60%? Come on, man. It's not even.
It is.
He had some of the worst air balls I've ever seen by a free throw shooter. Like
yes,
it was like halfway to the rim. I was just like,
yeah, that one for sure was just a straight line drop.
Oh my god.
To defend Tibbs a little, like. To go back to that just a little bit, like what else is the man supposed to do though? And
that's what I'm saying. Like what
else is he supposed to do? And the Cat Tibbs thing didn't work the first time, so I didn't know why they were all like super confident in it working the second time.
Facts.
I mean, all the reports coming out today, Tibbs was pissed about Cat's defense. Tibbs hated
like no shit.
Tibbs hated Cat's little meh noise that he makes every time he like. It's like, well, yeah, everyone hates it, but like, are you gonna figure out how to adapt and play to his strengths, or are you just gonna friggin' throw him out there and hate it? I don't know. And Worldwide West, like the second most influential guy in the the
behind
front
Leon
office
Rose.
him and Leon Rose basically are the front office of New York. And he was on that Pistons team in 2003 that fired Rick Carlisle and then hired Larry Brown, and they immediately won the championship. So I think that is another like little detail in this. Obviously, he wasn't super high up in that franchise at the time, but he saw that level of situation that could happen. And like you said, with the East being so open, I feel like that was part of it too, is we can get a really good guy in, we can make a change right away, and we can maybe win with how open the East is.
It's crazy. Like that's what the Pistons had to, just looking back on it, the Pistons had to do that to unleash like a new level and win the championship. And now Rick Carlisle is still like this top tier coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's just weird how it's all kind of came full circle like that. Last East question I have for you guys. Siakam over Hallie for Eastern Conference MVP. I mean, I don't know if I definitely think Hallie should have won, but I don't know if it really frustrates me that much. Or any of you guys want to get pissed at the NBA here, or was that like a close enough race where it's like, all right, whatever?
Yeah, I think that was. I think it. For me, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, you had arguments for both guys. Obviously Siakam, I think, had 3 games over 30 in that series. And I think like as overall, I think Halliburton like makes that team go. Like he gets guys involved and he does more than just scoring. Like obviously not everything shows on the box score, but I mean he did have that. Was it game 5? I think they put Bridges kind of just on a blanket on him, and he just kind of was non-existent that game in New York. But no, I think. I mean, I think it was. If I would have had a vote, I probably would have said Siakam. He just played really well in that stretch, I feel like. But
maybe the better question is, should the NBA? Because I always kind of thought when they introduced this that it was kind of a dumb award. Should it be more of a Eastern Conference Playoffs MVP instead of this just one series? I almost wonder if that's how they should frame it. Or Spinny, what do you think?
Well, I think the fact that it is one series and the fact of the history of it so far, like it's kind of a second best player award.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's the second best player on your team?
Yeah.
Like here you go. Like, and if that's the case, then that's fine. Like I don't necessarily think that if you should like number one, nobody cares about this award. Number two, I don't think that it should be like bad if your second or third best player has a better series than your best player and it's one series and it's not the finals. Like, nobody cares, you know?
Right.
If you're after your point, Bus, if you would do that, then you could say, like, obviously it goes by games played too, but like Jokic and against the Clippers and against the Thunder probably could have, like, his stat wise, like,
right.
Yeah, like that,
you do open it up for discussions like that. So that's where it's tough. But I mean, if they ever made that switch, I would still say the winner of the East should get the Eastern Conference Playoffs MVP if they ever switched to that style, but I don't know. It's definitely a debate. Let's switch to the Wolves now. As we know, we got killed by the Thunder 4-1, rip Wolves. What do you guys want to see the Wolves do this offseason? Obviously, our superstar, Anthony Edwards, is still only 23 years old, so from that perspective, we are on schedule or even slightly ahead of schedule in terms of where he is in comparison to other superstars in the past. So I don't know if there's much we really have to do, in all honesty, other than hopefully trade fucking Rudy, which I don't think.
Well, here's the thing. It came out today. Well, NBA Central posted this, but I'm at the point now where I'm quoting them like a real source because they've been right so freaking much. But
you mean Centel?
Centel, sorry.
Okay. The fake account,
yeah. The Suns have interest in Rudy Gobert. The Suns have genuine interest in Rudy Gobert as part of the Kevin Durant trade. It's like if I can give whatever pick swaps we're able to give and Rob Dillingham and Rudy for KD, and I can re-sign Julius Randle and then Randle, KD, and
KD only has 1 year left on his contract, I believe. So
1 year, 54 mil. Yeah, 1 year, 54 mil.
If that's a doable situation, I mean, even better would be Randall picking up his option, KD then having 1 year left. Then we can re-sign Nah and Nas, keep both of them, and keep basically everybody and switch Rudy for KD. So, like, if that is something that's actually materializable, then that's what we should do. But I don't know if that'll actually come to fruition.
Yeah, no, so you saw Centel post that. I saw a legit source that said they're kind of wanting a center in a package involved.
Yes,
for KD.
that was a legit source.
Yeah.
But Rudy Gobert specifically
Centel was okay.
the
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense from the Suns' standpoint. If you think about it, it's like that was clearly been their weakness these last couple of years is no interior defense. And Rudy is at least still like what, 4 or 5 years younger than KD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's
I think
33
he's low
and
30s.
KD's like 38 or something. So
KD's 37, I think, turning 38.
they're still trying to win. They have no picks, right? So like they want vets or like some sort of winning piece in return for KD, not young assets, I would think.
Yeah, I saw like draft capital and then obviously some guys that would help him right now and just a center. I did see that too, like just a center. And they said that ever since they got off of Ayton that they haven't really had because that Nurkic thing didn't work out at all. And then they brought in a couple other guys and this was not great for him. But no, I think the Wolves, I don't know. I think like something that I think they should do is obviously if Randall and Reed both like opt out or opt in, I guess that is a big factor. I think they've got a couple of weeks to decide that. But if they can get Kevin Durant for, I think the asking price is a lot less now than what it was probably in the trade deadline, I would say. But I mean, if you're gonna get, a Kevin Durant, who's, I know he's 37, so that's the downfall, is he's probably 7 years younger than Randall, but he's still scoring at an all NBA level. He's averaging 27 points a game. He was like 5th or 6th behind Ant, I think. And so I think he just has less question marks than like a Cat did or a Randall. Like those both those guys are like great players, but they're not the caliber of Kevin Durant. I don't think I put him in that tier at all. So it's like you'll get good games of Randall and Cat, but it's just so inconsistent up and down. Cat's bad defense. Randall, just like if he's not doing well right away, he just does not exist in the game at all. Where it's like you need an actual second. You need a second guy to go in a deep run. Like you see Jalen Williams with Thunder, like he was dominant with right next to Shea, and then you saw Siakam with Halliburton. Those two kind of going off each other like that. So it was like I feel like Randall, like when he did in the first 2 series, that's why we won in 5 games of both of them because he was helping Ant off that load, and it was just basically like in that Thunder series, like he would post up and like they would load because the Thunder are a great defense. I would give him that, but it's like then he'd pass it up to Ant, and there's like 10 seconds on the shot clock, and it's like, well, we need another guy that can create off the dribble, not in the post. So I don't know. I think KD, if he would have been in that series, like I wouldn't say would beat the Thunder, but I think it just give us a lot better chance because he would have. Their defense wouldn't have affected him because he can shoot over the top of them and stuff like that. So.
I feel like you're the Thunder, right? You're not with how many freaking doubles they're throwing at Ants. I don't think you're throwing that many at Ants if you have a guy named Kevin Durant over there on the other wing as opposed to Julius Randle. Like you're gonna sag off Julius Randle more. You're not as worried as 3-point jumper as compared to Kevin Durant, who is a career 40% 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
the reason I like keeping Randle and getting KD in the ultimate world is then KD doesn't have I don't care about KD's regular season that much. That's the concern.
Sit out whenever you need to.
Is like getting KD for Randall, having KD have to be your second scorer most of the regular season, and him being hurt at some point.
Yeah.
So that's my only concern in the situation. I agree with everything you just said. But if you put second best player pressure on KD as far as scoring, is he going to be able to maintain health throughout that entire thing?
Yeah, and I think that's where the Wolves need to, as a coaching staff and just development. Like, if KD is our second guy, then he's probably not going to play all the games that Ant does. But that's where Jaden, Terrence Shannon, Rob, those guys need to step up and carry a little bit more
baby.
Load. Yeah, I think if Jaden can kind of do what he did in glimpses in the playoffs, it was more consistent this year than last playoffs. So if he can do that and just be more aggressive other than just standing in the corner, just getting more dribble penetration stuff, I think that they'd be in a good situation. I think last year too, I think that hopefully they come in a little bit more ready because I feel obviously it was a new team, but I think they'll come back saying, hey, we don't want to be stuck playing for our lives. They're pretty much playing for already playing playoff basketball those last 3 weeks of the NBA. So it was
facts. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jaden McDaniels. He's key. I mean, I'm not getting rid of Jaden for KD if he's involved in the deal.
That's what I was just going to say.
Absolutely not, Jaden. We got to remember this dude is only 24. As frustrating offensively as he is sometimes, but you did make a good point, Jax. He's kind of taking that next step. He's becoming more consistent on that end. Spinny said this a lot on this pod. Someone finally unlocked in his brain that I'm 6'10". Let's just drive to the lane and shoot over my defender because I'm way taller than him type shit. So it's he's 24 years old. We still need to kind of have a little bit of patience with him and Ant for that matter too.
And Jaden has decent touch, like 8 to 14 feet.
Yeah.
Like once you get outside of that, then it's like sketchy from time to time. But when he gets inside and just jumps and shoots, it's just like, holy shit,
Just
man.
right
Why
over.
have you been doing this for this whole time? I do have a question for both of you, though, that I've seen a lot on like mainstream talk, sports talk, is Ant's inability to shoot the mid-range as the reason that the Thunder were able to guard him like they did. I'm just curious, like from a basketball X's and O's perspective, is that something you felt like could
I think
have
that makes sense.
changed the series?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, the more
like could the Wolves have guarded SGA like the Thunder guarded Ant? Could we have done that same thing? If given, I know the rest of OKC is better, but like if we just wanted to stop SGA, like is that something we could have done?
I just think if he unlocks the midi, then he's more unstoppable to guard. Because right now, it's like, okay, he wants to shoot the three. He's been, he led the league in 3-pointers. We're gonna crowd him on 3-point line and sprint him off. And because we know once he's sprinting off the 3-point line, he's going all the way to the rim. That makes it so like it's only 2-dimensional at that point. You add a whole nother dimension to your offense. It's just gonna unlock a whole nother thing. Kind of a piggyback to the mid-range. He needs to unlock a kind of a mid-range post game too, like the Kobe and the MJ style, right? Where you're backing your guy down because he's a big enough and strong enough dude where he can just hit him twice in the chest and fade away over them easily. So he definitely needs to unlock that mid-range game, and it's gonna, I think, would just open up our offense even more.
100%. I was just gonna say that, like, and I think it was weird too because like last postseason he was in the mid range a lot, and then obviously
Yes,
I was just gonna say that. Why?
And obviously he improved his 3-point shooting, and obviously the NBA is gonna take like they want you taking more threes than twos, but like if you can get back to like work on that a little bit, but like you said too, the post game because the guys that are guarding him, he's gonna be like probably 80% stronger than most of the guys guarding him. So it's like if you can get down there and then they like collapse, and that's where you could.
Or I'm just thinking like
threes, or like
I'm thinking like Lou Dort, right? Like he might not be stronger than Lou Dort, but he's taller than him and can jump higher than him. You just hit him once in the chest, and you're gonna get a shot over him easily.
Well, in that Denver series, he did that like I feel like 10 to 15 times in that series, where he would just get a guy in the mid post and hit that turnaround, and it was like. That's unguardable because he's just
it felt
creating so much space. Yeah.
I mean, he shot what 35% from mid range. I think I saw this year. Yeah. That's not even remotely close to good enough.
But like, how does that happen? How do you like? I understand he shot way more threes and focused on that, but how do you lose the like? Last year, I felt like even during the regular season, his mid range was auto. I felt like if he was
he's coming off and
in
pulling
the mid range, it's auto.
Yeah.
So like I just was so confused about that piece.
I think he'll look back and understand that like he needs to do a better, especially in the playoffs, like a better just mixture of threes and mid-range stuff, and just like Fetty said too, like the post. Like if he can get the post, like then it's like you said, like that Kobe MJ type of game where it's like then you become on
so much
all
harder
three levels. You got well, that's why you see it. Like SGA is like probably the best mid-range shooter in the game, and it's just like. When he gets to the spots there, it's like literally unguardable.
It's
like,
over. It's over.
Yeah.
He's making it every time.
Yeah, every single time.
And if you're close enough to contest him, you're fouling him.
Yeah.
And you're fouling him.
So it's like
and I feel like Ant this year didn't finish as well as he usually sometimes does. Like I think his percentage at the rim was just it was just kind of some weird. I think he needs to go more off he goes off like the Euro step 1 foot way too much. I feel like he needs to get off his 2 feet because like when he goes off 2 feet, it's like it's gonna be a foul or a dunk or whatever. Like he needs I feel like kind of uses 2 foot bounce more than 1 foot at times. Like I get with the Euro, but like sometimes it's like overused. I feel like
I still think he hunts fouls too much too. Instead of just trying to finish strong through the contact or like I don't know. There's too many times where he's kind of like out of control, like flailing his way up there, as opposed to like you said, if he plays off 2, plays strong, he might get that call and the finish. So.
Yeah.
And again, this guy's 23 years old.
I was just gonna say we're criticizing him, but he's our leader and he's 23 years old and he's gotten better every single year. So I know he's gonna go into the offseason, he's gonna get better. So
and Ant we trust, like my headline says.
That's a lot of what I hate about the national discussion on Ant right now is it's all Ant and SGA comparisons. It's like, whoa, SGA was
3 years older,
4th best player in his team at 23 years old. And You know what I mean? So it's like
They weren't
like,
making the
holy-
playoffs even.
No,
Yeah,
at 22 and
that
23, SGA was not Western Conference Finals back to back. So it's like,
Yeah, it's like we got to chill out with the Ant's immature a little, like
Yeah.
on and off. That's for sure.
oh yeah, for sure.
But it's like we talk about MJ, we talk about Kobe, we talk about these style of guys, T-Mac, guys like that. Every single one of them was immature at the beginning of their time in the league.
Yeah,
So it's like
and none of them won a ring until they were like 27. So
Yeah.
like
yeah,
we can be a little patient here.
and I know we are probably impatient because then you're thinking, okay, we can maybe make a jump this year after last year getting back, and it's like, if someone had told me like in December that we're back in the Western Conference Finals, I'd be like, you're
Yeah,
on something.
exactly.
Like I know, and then once we get there, and then you have high expectations, but it's like you guys got to be patient.
Yeah.
Tim Conley, like he's done a great job, I think, since he's came in, and hopefully re-sign him here this summer. I think because I think he's got an option. I think, and then, but no, I think everybody knows the agenda is to build around Ant, and that he's going to be the guy that's going to lead us to a championship, whether that be in the next 1 to 3, 4 years. But obviously the West is really tough too, so it's not going to be easy every year. And
Please expand and move us to the East, NBA.
Yeah,
Adam Silver,
it's-
get this shit going, bro. Come on.
I love that, but there's no chance it's us. It's
You think it's
Nola and
Memphis?
it's Memphis.
I
You
think
think
it's
so?
us and Memphis.
Nola over us? Nola?
I don't think so.
I think it's Nola and us.
Just because it makes sense with that Southeastern division with the Heat
Yeah.
or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at it like Chicago, though, Milwaukee, like a lot of those, like that's
Indiana?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
To
the closest
Toronto?
flights
That's all
to
the same
Minneapolis.
division.
Yeah.
And Nola's with obviously all the Texas teams, which is pretty close to. So like it
Yeah.
could
It's
could
gonna be tough,
definitely
huh?
be that way.
All right. Anyone have any other Wolves thoughts? Otherwise, we'll finally jump to this NBA Finals. As we know, Thunder's Pacers. Thunder. They're going to get their first ring. I think we all in agreement there.
What are you talking about?
Shut the hell up. You're not thinking the Pacers.
Here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead, boss. Sorry.
All I want to start this finals talk with is SGA, right? You know, he's made first team All-NBA. He's been All-Star numerous times. He just won MVP. If he gets his ring this year at age 26, what kind of names of like greats that we're talking about are you already feel comfortable putting him ahead of?
You're jumping the gun a little for me.
I'm jumping.
I don't even think he's the best. I don't think he's the best player in the world if he wins a championship. I don't.
You still got
He
Jokic.
has it yet. I still have Jokic. He
I
probably
agree. I
jumps
still have
Luka.
Jokic.
He probably jumps Luka and
He
maybe
definitely
jumps
jumps
Giannis.
Luka.
And maybe jumps
Yeah,
Giannis.
I would still have Jokic, and I would still probably have Giannis, and then I would put SGA 3. But
Yeah.
I think he probably becomes probably like the Thunder all-time best player, but I still would take like Kevin Durant in his prime over SGA in his prime.
Yeah. I'm not trying to go as far as like guys like Kevin Durant. I'm thinking more in my head like
No, I know. I was talking about
zero ring
Thunder-wise.
guys like Carmelo Anthony or like guys like that. I'm almost feeling comfortable putting him ahead of Melo if he gets a ring. I won't lie. I mean, Melo never won an MVP. He was never as good as a prime SGA, right?
Melo
And this is
also
all
never
under the
average 32 a game either.
exactly. This is all under the assumption that SGA continues to get the career-long accolades that you need to be in these arguments, right?
Yeah.
But like you think about it, I don't disagree that he still might not be the top 2 player in the league right now. But those 2 players that are ahead of him, I would say already top 20 players in NBA history, are they not? Giannis and Jokic are damn close.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, you win 3 MVPs, you're in the top 20, basically. If you look at
that's what I'm
where
saying.
the
So
top
it's
20
like
sits. Especially if we're talking of the last 50 years. I like to talk NBA ABA merger sense because like Will and Russell and West are kind of like, they're probably in there, but like
those numbers are so buoyed.
It's hard to like compare. So
what about Bus? What about like a CP3 or a Westbrook?
That's what I'm saying. We get into these conversations with these guys that have never won a ring.
I would say
that's what I think so too.
I think like right now,
crazy to think?
It's tough right now. But like if like you said, if SGA continues to like have a career that he's having, then he'll be ahead of those 2. But like those 2 guys have been in so many like All NBAs and All Stars and MVPs, and not Chris Paul, but West. I don't know. It is tough, like you said. It's I don't know. It's a lot of probably.
There's a lot of good ass NBA players that have never won a ring.
I know.
He's about to get a ring. So
and like it's hard for me to just do the ring thing a little.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
for sure.
it's
he's been how dominant though.
Well, and it's like
Yeah.
CP3 played in the freaking Hornets for half his
you
career, when his
CP
second
gets a little
best player
pass with
was
that.
David West for her.
Hey,
8
respect David
seasons.
West, bro.
I mean, come on now. But like SGA has got J-Dub and Chet and the
Yeah, I
stack
would say
team.
the
But let's
Thunder
talk about
are really good.
if the Thunder win this championship, they're like one of
That's
the best 10 to 15 teams in the history of the league. Like,
so
for a
I'm saying
one-season aspect.
I actually have this written down. I was gonna say 5th to 10th, maybe even. They're locked into the top 10 right now. They already have the 8th best winning percentage of all time. They have the highest net rating in NBA history. They have an NBA record 54 wins by double digits this year. 54 wins, guys,
insane.
by at least 10 points. And they have the MVP on their team, plus a 3rd-team All-NBA member and 2 All-Defensive team members. This is easily flirting with top 5 team of all time if they win the ring, 100%.
Okay, 5 team is crazy because even off the top of my head, I can name 5 teams better, I feel like. But
I put them in the 8 to 10 range.
There's
8 to
2
10
Bulls
range, I would
teams.
say.
2 Bulls teams, the Warriors, for sure the team that won after the 70s.
Which Warriors, though? That's what I'm saying. The
2015
KD one?
Warriors, probably. Or the KD Warriors, but either 15 or 18 Warriors. No, yeah, the 16-17 Warriors that went 16-1.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, not
KD,
not the.
Okay, I accept those ones. That's 3.
The 86-87 Lakers. They had a better record. Kareem and Magic.
Yeah.
And the 85-86 Celtics, who had a better record.
Yeah, you are probably right. It's probably more the 6th to 10th range, but still.
Yeah.
We're still talking an all-time team here.
Yeah.
From metrics, eye test, everything.
The Heat's first championship. Like there's a lot. I felt like I might take over them, but
like top to bottom of the Thunder, they have everything. They got defenders, they got size now. I think the Caruso and Hartenstein piece sometimes go under the radar. Like those 2 guys that they added, huge to their team. Huge.
Yeah.
Just a little more veteran presence with them too. But like they have like the chance to be like a dynasty team, but it's also hard now to have dynasty teams with the second apron and stuff like that, and the CBA rules where it's like they're gonna have to pick between Chet and Jalen Williams whenever that time comes. So it's like, yeah, they can probably go on a run here for a little bit, but it's gonna be hard with all the salary cap rules now and all that. But I think top to bottom though, they are definitely a top, probably like you said, all time 6 to 10 range of all time team. They've just been so dominant this year. There's a reason why they were the number 1 seed, and they had it locked up with like 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 3 weeks ago in the regular season.
Yeah,
they're a really good team.
This one might even be a bigger stump of the question here. J-Dub, if he gets a ring, where does he rank among the best players right now? Not all time, but right now in the NBA. I mean, he's got to be solidified as a top 20 player, is he not? He just made All NBA. That in essence means you're a top 15 player from this season, and then you add a ring to that case too, and then you add in he made all defensive team too. It's not just an offensive guy here.
I feel like you can make the argument for the 10 to 15 range for sure.
Already? Or once he gets the ring?
If they win.
I got you. Yeah.
I feel like you can make his argument that high. Right now, I'm probably putting him 13 to 17.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. Him in top, like he's solidified top 20 player right now to me.
Yeah, I would say he's probably closer to the 20 for me, but like, yeah, he's top 20. Like I would have him top 20 for sure.
If he develops a 3-point shot that's more consistent for the entire regular season, I'm open to moving him up farther. I guess that's the biggest hesitation for me is like, are we going to get some of the 3-point shooting marks we've seen in the playoffs from him in the regular season?
Yeah, if you're a Thunder fan right now, you are definitely enjoying it because you got this team and how much draft capital you have. It's insane.
Still have those Clippers picks, man.
I also will say, like, we've basically said this about almost every team that's won the championship in the last 5 years. We thought Boston was going to win 100 in a row. We thought Denver was going to win a bunch in a row.
I know I give you shit about your C, Spinny, but let's pump the brakes on the Celtics a little bit because they were going to go down 3-1. But going into the playoffs, they were still my by far favorite in the East.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I thought they could have won it again this year.
Yes, but they didn't. I'm saying that going in, like everyone was like the last few champions, other than the Warriors in 2022, because they were at the end of their thing, and the Lakers. Other than those two, we thought the Bucks were going to win too. We thought Drew and Middleton and Giannis were going to keep at least another 2 to 3 year run. Like every single team we thought that about. So yes, the Thunder are more set up with their age and their draft picks and the freaking best drafter in the history of the NBA as their GM. So.
Yeah, I would say with that Celtics team that won it last year, obviously Tatum was 26 and Brown's probably the same or a year older or two, but the other guys were a little more older. And these guys at the Thunder, like for the most part, are probably a little bit younger now. If they win it this year, which they should, like besides SJ, who's 26, and the rest of the guys, like I feel like this is like the Celtics teams that like lost to the Cavs all those years.
True.
Just like that age group of that Thunder team right now. So it's,
that's a good comparison. Yeah, it's a good comparison. Okay, what about Hallie? What about Halliburton?
If
made an NBA Finals, where does he rank among the league's best players already right now? And then where do you think he would rank if he somehow pulled this upset off? I think he is locked in top 15 already right now. I won't lie.
Yeah, I have him in the 10 to 12 range right now.
Okay.
I
didn't know if I was crazy.
I haven't done the exercise now, but I feel like, man,
because like you think about
it's hard for me not to put him above the old guys. It's hard for me not to put. What about KD, Steph, and LeBron? Those are the three.
I got him above them
or below them.
I got him above them. I think you get into the players like Jalen Brunson, right? A lot of people have Brunson at that back end of the top 10, but he just beat this man head to head. So like, what does that mean? Like, is it more of a team thing, or we still getting Brunson the benefit of the doubt, or like, I think he's in that range of where Brunson's at.
Yeah, I'd put him in that 12 to 15 range, 12, 16 range. I'd still take Brunson. I mean, not for the long term, but like right now, I would take Brunson. I just think the Pacers were way deeper than the Knicks. Like I know that. Sure, I think they just ran him off the court, to be honest. Like I don't know. I mean, Halliburton's great. Like, don't get me wrong, but like I think he still has some scoring limitations at times. But for like the first 2 months of the season this year, Halliburton was not good at all. And then all of a sudden, like once that Christmas and All-Star break time came around, he kind of turned it on, and that's kind of why they went on a run from January until now. Like they've been one of the best teams in the league, and so I mean, I think, I would probably have him around that 12 to 16 range. But if he wins, which I don't think they will, but then maybe you could have conversations in that top 10. But
because like here's the deal: before the season, in our top NBA list that we put out, I had him at 14.
I had him in the top 20 too.
I had Brunson above him. I had Anthony Davis above him. I had Jaylen Brown above him. Now,
Brown
so you already for sure aren't above him anymore.
Yeah. So you already had him going into this season above LeBron and Curry and KD.
No, I had him behind him. I had Bron at 8, Steph at 9, and KD.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
So I still had him below those guys, but like the top 10 is hard to crack. Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Tatum, Ant, SGA, Bron, Steph, KD. That's 9 names, and that's not including Joel Embiid. Wherever
did you say Wemby or no?
No Wemby either.
Yeah.
So it's like that's it's the top 10's hard to crack in the NBA.
Joel Embiid will never crack the top 20 ever again, ever.
Embiid's still in the top 20. Come
on,
top.
He's not. He's off the list. Spinny, we're gonna do this exercise in like an episode or two, just so I can lay it all out for you. He is not.
Crazy.
If you missed half the season, you are not a top 20 player. It's just that simple.
Yeah, right now I want
more games than he's played in his career. What are we talking about?
If Halliburton wins, he's a top 10 player. If Halliburton wins a championship, I'm putting him above LeBron and KD currently right now. If he beats the team, if he beats Oklahoma City as the best player on the Pacers, I am. Steph, I can still 50-50, but I just don't see how you beat the clear best team on a team that's clearly worse as the best player and aren't in the top 10. There's no way for me.
I will say, I think, like, obviously, like, he will probably move into that because I think if the Pacers are going to win and pull upset, I think Halliburton has to average like that 20 to 24 points a game, probably even like 22 to 24 points. Like, he's going to have to up his, like, I know he gets the assists and stuff, but I think his scoring is going to have to be a lot more consistent for them to beat the Thunder. So,
yeah, let's touch a little bit on that now. Enough with these storylines.
One more storyline.
All right.
Sorry.
Give it to me.
Rick Carlisle. If Rick Carlisle wins, if Indy wins, does Rick Carlisle have the 2 most impressive championships of all time?
Well, the 2020 bubble is the most impressive. First off,
Shut the fuck up.
I just had to get your reaction.
Of LeBron
No, for sure. Yeah.
The 2011 finals.
Upset a 68-14 Thunder team, and you also beat the LeBron Miami Heat team with D Wade and Chris Bosh. Yeah, I mean, he wins this title. I think he's, I'm trying to, I got to run through this exercise.
Top 10 coach of all time is in play.
He is. I would say top 10, and I was just gonna say top 3 in our lifetime, right? Like top 3 to 5 in our lifetime, top 10 for sure overall. I would say if he wins this ring.
Because I'm still putting Spo.
And again, this is a guy that got replaced by Larry Brown,
Kerr, above him, but.
And in that Mavs Heat series, I believe weren't the Heat up 2-1, and they were about to go up 3-1 because they're up like 10 with like 2 minutes, and the Mavs came back, and I think game 4 was.
We're not talking about this shit anymore.
I don't want to hear it. It hurts for me too. I'm Bron too, so I'm just saying.
And Carlisle had the Jason Terry on Bron idea. That was his idea. Mavs guys over time have credited him for that idea, and Bron couldn't score on Jason Terry. So if
LeBron plays better, like that was his worst final series. Like I feel it was so bad.
If LeBron plays even like 65% of his good, they win that series.
All right, we're done talking about this bullshit. 2011 bullshit, man. That was 14 years ago. Fuck that. We're done with it. God
All
damn
right,
it.
let's get into it.
I knew Spinny had to tie it into LeBron somehow, just to roast him. All right, but Pacers. We already talked about Halliburton. Got to be way more consistent scorer. Siakam's obviously got to be around that 25-ish points per game range too. What other X's and O's things do the Pacers need to do to win this series to pull it off? I think one, obviously, the very easy and glaring thing to point out is they can't turn the ball over because the Thunder thrive off turnovers. Which, I mean, when you got a guy like Halliburton who constantly gets 10 assists, 0 turnovers, I think that is a strength for them.
The Pacers need Aaron Nesmith and Andrew Nembhard combined to be as good or better than Jalen Williams. That's a huge.
So 30 a game, I'm thinking.
30 a game from both of them combined. Yeah. I think that's going to be a huge part of it because Pascal can outplay Chet. We've seen Pascal perform well in the finals. Only one with legitimate finals experience. Yes, Caruso was in the finals playing 11 minutes a game. Pascal won a championship as the second best player. So, like that aspect of it, I'm not super worried about. I think he's going to be the most ready to go. And Hallie needs to perform at his highest, like Jax already talked about, to be on that SGA level. And then they need those two to be as good as Jalen Williams. And then the rest of it can shake out with Miles Turner and everything, and anything can happen at that point. But that's the level of performances they're going to need from those 4 guys, I feel like.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think, like Fetty said, you can't turn it over against this team. They just feast off it, and especially in OKC too, where they get the crowd into it. It's like it just demoralizes your whole team when they go on like those. Literally, the game could be like a 5 to 6 point game. All of a sudden, you look up and it's like back to 12, 14. All of a sudden, you're like, what just happened? Like, it was like, so I think if you can limit, and I think they do have the good guards to limit turnovers, though, with Nembhard and Halliburton, though, because they do handle the ball pretty well. But it's tough. I mean, you got Dort and Caruso going to be guarding Halliburton. They are going to get all, they're going to get all up in Halliburton and Nembhard. So it'll be interesting. But I think it's I don't know. It's gonna be tough for the Pacers, I think. But
ultimately, they have to be themselves. Like I know the Thunder play fast, but you still have to be your Pacers. Like you got to run, you got to get out. Anytime you get an SGA missed layup, you rebound that thing and you freaking sprint down the floor and try to get in transition right away. You just got to you made it this far being yourselves. Why would you change anything else?
And with that, SGA is gonna probably be on the floor with that missed layup, so you got numbers.
Yeah, he is going to be on the floor. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying. You got to take advantage of those situations. In terms of the Thunder, though, I mean, they literally just have to do what's asked of them. They are a minus 700 favorite. I think I saw something outlandish like that.
One of the biggest final spreads of all time.
Yeah, I just don't. With all the guys they have to throw at Hallie, how well it looked guarding Ant, and I think Ant's better than Hallie. We talked about how Hallie needs to score that 24 a game. I'd be shocked if he even scores over 20 a game on the series. I'm being honest. They're going to get that man. They're going to kind of use the Jokic aspect. Like we want this, or the opposite of the Jokic. We just want this dude to pass. We're not going to let him score at all because I just don't think he's going to be able to score when they're just doubling his ass nonstop. Yeah. And if I was the Thunder, I'd be like, okay, Andrew Nemhard, beat us from in wide open threes. I dare you. Like they're not going to make them all the time. So
they're Thunder. I was gonna say their game plan is going to be you got to hit threes against them, and they're going to have
exactly.
They pack the paint.
They're going to pack the
threes,
paint.
and
You're going to make Nemhard and Neesmith beat them.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, Neesmith did shoot it really well in the Knicks series, but I don't know if he can do it again. But it's they're going to need the full team effort, which they've gotten in the last two series. They have gotten. So
we are a Pacers hating pod here. So we all really.
I want the Pacers, but I just don't.
I love watching the Pacers, man. They play the game the right way.
Shut up, us. Did you think the Pacers were going to beat anybody but the Bucks? Tell me right now, you picked the Pacers over the Cavs.
I picked the Pacers. You want to rewind the footage here?
Did you pick the Pacers over the Cavs?
You want to rewind the footage here?
You did. You picked them.
I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do want to rewind the footage. Actually,
I said Cavs in 7. But the Pacers could win this series if Garland was hurt. What happened? He was hurt, and they won the series. I also picked the Pacers over the Bucks, which you didn't because you have this Giannis boner.
You picked
apparently,
them in the first round series. Good for you. Jeez.
No, but that's not what I was saying. My words were I like watching them play.
You picked the Knicks over them too.
I like watching them play.
You can like watching them, but don't tell me you believe in them.
I just said the words. I like watching them play, man. That's all I said. You're just. Try to
you still picked the Bucks this year over the Pacers even after what happened last year?
Yes, Spinny is an idiot. He doesn't know basketball. He picked the Lakers to go to the finals, Jax. The Lakers.
Man. The Lakers could have went.
I love the Lakers, but they are a lot of pieces away.
Spinny's finals picks didn't even make it out of the second round. What are we talking about here? At least I had the Thunder right.
Oh, gets the most obvious pick of the entire playoffs right, and gloats about it. Cool. You picked the 1 seed to make the finals.
Whatever. For how much you hate LeBron, you're picking 40-year-old LeBron to be the second best player on NBA Finals.
I don't hate LeBron. Stop it. I have to be the anti-LeBron guy because you glazed this man more than anyone's ever glazed anybody in their lives. I have to.
I'll glaze him again. I'll do it again. Happily.
There's enough anti-LeBron guys, though, so you can come join the wave.
Yeah,
but then we'd just be an all glazed LeBron pod, and I just
you're right. We can't.
We can't.
We need. Yeah, you're right. All right,
okay.
Jax.
One more storyline that we didn't touch on that I want to add.
I swear to God, he tied into 2011 LeBron.
Is Pascal Siakam a lock Hall of Famer if the Pacers win the series?
Is he already?
Three-time All-NBA.
Really?
He would then be a 2-time champion.
He's made an All-Star game or 2.
3 All-Stars as well.
Most improved. He got a most improved.
As a comparison, right? Like Grant Hill, guy in the Hall of Fame. 0 championships, 5 All-NBAs, 6 All-Stars. So, like, in my opinion, the Pascal resume already is close to that. If he wins the ship, like, it's pretty much locked, which is crazy.
That is crazy to think about.
He's like been viewed by most people throughout his career. Like, man's been viewed in the like 20 to 30th best players in the league basically his whole career, and has turned into a Hall of Fame potential guy. I just find that very interesting.
I think he is. I think you're right by bringing that up. Really,
I agree.
I would say he's almost already a Hall of Famer the way it is, and if he gets a second ring, he's locked in.
Especially this ring, where he would have to be
this ring, where he would
be the second. It'd be the second best player probably on 2 or maybe the best,
or the best.
How old is he? How old is Pascal?
28, maybe.
Yeah, I want to say 28.
Yeah, if
I mean, this is another dude that started basketball late. He didn't start playing until he was like 17 years old or whatever crazy thing it was.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be in the league.
Pascal Siakam is 31.
He is that old. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if he gets another 3 to 4, like good, I think about him. Like he's so underrated to me because like you can go plug and place him into any team. He just knows his role. Like he'll do exactly what Pascal does every single time. Yeah, he just two-way, and he can. Yeah, he's got the mid-range game, but he can stretch the floor, and he brings energy, and he's. I don't know. I think he kind of looks overlooked in the NBA a little bit. So
absolutely. All right, fellas, it's time. Jax, Thunder or Pacers? How many games, and who's your Finals MVP? I think we're all have the same answer here.
Yeah, I think I text you and Plesky in our group chat. Like I think after game 1 or 2 of the OKC Wolves series, I was like, I know we want the Wolves to win. I said, I'm taking Thunder in 5 here and Thunder 5 in that Pacers, or whoever they play. It doesn't matter. 5 and Knicks or Pacers at that time. And I was like,
Sticking to it.
SGA probably, yeah, I'm going to go finals MVP is SGA and Thunder in 5. So that's my pick. I mean, I could see maybe 6, but 5.
You could see 6. Okay.
I don't think an NBA Finals is going to get swept. I want to pick Thunder in 4, to be honest with you, but I'm going to say Thunder in 5. And it's SGA. No one else is winning Finals MVP for the Thunder.
Besides SGA.
I don't think it's possible.
We're in agreement. We're in agreement there. Because SGA, that's the thing. Yeah, you're going to throw a little scrappy Neesmith at him and stuff. They have no answer for SGA. SGA is going to put up 30 every single game on these dudes. He is going to torch them.
And the Thunder don't win games a lot without SGA scoring. The rest of it they can do very, very well in supporting of him. But they're not good when he scores less than 30 points. So, like, that's
his role on the team, you know?
Like, just score the basketball.
Yeah.
And I just think when that's your role and that's what they've done the whole time, I don't know how they win and someone else wins Finals MVP.
So we're
so boring.
Clean sweep here. Like I said, Thunder in 5 and SGA Finals MVP. I knew we would all say the same thing. There it is. Those are our 3 picks. I mean, it's hard to pick against that, right? Like, you got to be honestly almost insane to pick the Pacers in this series the way the Thunder have looked. So, I'm going to be rooting for the Pacers. In all reality, I don't really care if Thunder win because whatever. They were the best team from start to sit. Your mic is muted. All right. Unmute yourself and give it to me if you're going to do that.
Let's go Uptown, baby. Come on. We're going to be rooting for them Pacers. Let's go.
All right. Let's get it.
Screw it. If you root for I thought I saw a map today of, like, who states are rooting for.
I saw that.
I was like, no one in Minnesota.
They put Minnesota as OKC. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, they put Minnesota and Oklahoma as the 2 OKC states. I'm like, we hate them. I don't know why anyone in Minnesota is liking them unless you know Chet personally. But
so many Wolves fans were in the replies like, there's not one person in the state cheering for OKC. What are we talking?
Only Chet's parents. That's it.
Only Chet's parents. Yeah, those two people. That's it. All right, Jax, we appreciate you coming on, my guy. You have any last thoughts? Otherwise, we'll get your ass out of here.
No, I just appreciate you guys having me on. It's fun talking hoops like this, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Future BLC Hall of Famer right here, Jax Madson, joining us. Appreciate you, Jax.
Peace.
Thanks.
Spinny. I had a Q&A for you, but then I forgot. So I'll think of one here in a second. What are your expectations for your man's Bill Belichick? His first season as UNC head coach. I just thought I'd bring up a Bill question because he's been going around the news with his woman and whatnot lately. So
9-4.
Okay, I could see
9-4.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's college football. It's going to take him 2 years to actually build a good team. I think 8-5, 9-4 is kind of the range for them probably. This
year. Took over a team that wasn't that good either, you know.
Yeah, I do think there's going to be a big improvement. I just think Bill Belichick is a very good X's and O's coach.
100%.
At college level, like, that's huge. And, like,
yeah.
all the hate for Bill for me was as a GM. He was always an A++ coach.
Yeah, he just didn't know how to draft.
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, just the drafting and free agency and all that was not good. The coaching itself is flame.
Yeah, he's gonna win. They're gonna win a lot of games just from him out coaching the other coach.
Yeah, and especially once he gets some of his players in, which he probably will be at the TP, you know. So
yes, exactly.
Once he gets that, because he's gonna go after super smart, super high football IQ players, and they're gonna get good from that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's all I got for you, Spin.
I got a Q&A for you.
What is it?
Not really a Q&A, but more of getting your opinion. What do you think of the possibility of Jay Wright being the next coach of the New York Knicks?
I can't believe that escaped my mind. I actually was going to bring that up when we were talking Knicks because I wanted your thoughts on this. I mean, I think it works, right? I think X's and O's wise, he is very knowledgeable. He understands the game of basketball. I mean, yes, college and NBA is way different you don't just win college championships by accident. Like it's been proven that he is one of the greatest college coaches of all time. And to come in and transition to an NBA team where three of your best players are the players you won championships with, like that just makes the transition so much easier when you already have those familiar faces and guys you've worked with in the building. So I love that idea. Now, does Jay Wright really want to come out of retirement and coach an NBA team? I highly doubt it.
I don't think so.
I do love that idea, honestly, personally. I think I did see, what's his name? Johnny Bryant, or I can't remember his name. He's the assistant for the Cavs. Is kind of the Vegas front runner for the job right now.
The two Cavs guys.
Yeah, because he was the former assistant under Thibodeau too. So
yeah, did one of them take the Phoenix job or not? I can't remember. Two of those Cavs guys were finalists for the Phoenix job.
Okay.
So one of those guys probably ends up in Phoenix. Knicks also reportedly have shown interest in Ime Udoka and Jason Kidd. So that could be interesting.
I mean, obviously, Ime uses his bench more, but like, how much of a difference schematic-wise is that from Thibodeau? Because they're both like defensive-oriented coaches in my brain. So I don't know if Udoka unlocks that next level for them. To be honest, I think Udoka is the perfect coach for the Rockets, so I think he should just stay there.
Yeah.
I do like the Jay Wright though. Like, if they wanted to make a splash hire and he actually was interested to come out of retirement, I mean, they throw him a couple extra million just to get him to come out of retirement. Why not, right? Or am I just being too superficial with this and being like, oh,
I
former
just don't
college
know.
coach
Like,
of these players.
man's never coached in the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just looking at it too
little,
superficial.
I don't know about that, but I mean, yeah, we'll see. Just college coach to NBA coach is not commonly the most successful route for good NBA head coaches. Right. But
hey,
I mean, it's
I'll tell
Jay
you what,
Wright.
though.
He's the most professional. Like,
I'll tell you what, that last infinity stone, man, for the Knicks, it's Jay Wright. That's what they need. They got Brunson, Mikal, Josh Hart. Last infinity stone, dude. Jay Wright. It's over.
What if Jay Wright?
I know you want to see it. You want to see it. 100%.
I want to see it so bad. I would be
the Nova Knicks.
I would be a real Knicks fan then.
You would be. That would be your I don't know how you would decide between Knicks Celtics.
I would still stick with Boston, but
man,
it'd be hard because I love those guys, man.
Yeah, but no, if he won a ring with the Knicks, we're talking one of the best coaches of all time, man, of the sport of basketball.
Literally.
It's insane. All right, Hardos, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the NBA Finals. Obviously, none of us on this pod thought it was going to be that close to a series, but I do expect to see some good games. Not every game is going to be a blowout.
I flipping hope so. The last
at least I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Give me a good finals, please.
Yeah. If it's in Thunder and 5, whatever, but maybe all 5 games within single digits.
Yeah.
Right.
At least give me a close game.
Something like that. Yeah.
Back.
All right, Hardos, we appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Hug your friends and family.